The rest of our Generals tab explained right there. As we go to the top point is your autosave level. It goes without saying that keeping the autosave function activated right there is first choice. What you'll notice on the right hand side, you can save it at intervals of your preferred timing. Okay. Most commonly used is 10 minutes interval for saving your project. If you choose to have lower intervals, so let's say every 5 minutes, it might slow down the design process. In some cases, it does introduce a lag because it is going to use more processing power to save it every 5 minutes. So 10 minutes is actually a very good time span that you can use for autosaving. On the right hand side, the version history right there is basically keeping backup versions of that design. Every 10 minutes, it will save at that point, and you can go back 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 minutes or an hour if you need to. If you have made changes that you didn't like, you can go back to that save point that you prefer to continue designing. At the bottom section there, we have the truss dimension to flange. It only introduces a dimensioning method to the flange of your truss and not to the center point. So generally, our measurements are done center to center for our truss tools, but in this case, it is going to introduce a flange to flange measurement. Reverse zoom option. For those people used to using AutoCAD, they'll be scrolling forwards to zoom in and scrolling backwards to zoom out. You can introduce this checkbox right there and make sure that you can have your zoom to your preference. That scroll bar there just changes the zoom speed by every locking point on your scroll wheel. Display coordinates right there. If you have that turned on, we can click OK. Within your Wall Designer tab and moving your mouse around, you can see on the bottom right, we have coordinates that's being displayed. We go back to our project settings and we turn this off. Click OK. You'll notice those coordinate system is being frozen. Display panel flange and display truss webs only introduces a personal preference of view for wall and truss flanges. If we go view this in 3D, you can see your flanges right there. And if we turn this off right there in the settings and click OK, you'll notice you'll only be able to see the webs. So we can turn this back on within our project settings right there and click OK, and you'll see the flanges again. The next option is to show or hide your frame labels. Same thing for your trusses. And then we have the show axis available to show our X, Y, and Z axis in the bottom right hand corner. We can click OK after activating that, and you'll notice it appearing right there. So when turning the show frame labels off, the same thing will happen with trusses when you turn that off as well. We'll click OK, and when we introduce a wall right there, and we'll view this in 3D, you'll see the labels are gone. If we turn that back on, click OK, you'll notice the label is back. And that is your Generals tab. If you have any more questions about the Generals tab, make sure to get in touch and we'll be more than happy to assist.